Yo, what's up guys, it's Lun-Gi. So today we'll be taking a look at the new Raizeol combo. So Konami just revealed the last card for Raizeol, which is a field spell card. A very interesting field spell card. It's got a recycling effect and also it's got a negation effect on it, which actually cures one of the deck's weaknesses. So we're going to take a look at a combo featuring that card. So we'll just go with one of your best starters, which is EX. So with EX, you this time you actually want to be sending Duodrive, or I prefer to send Duodrive because it's a fire, so your opponent can't use Bystials on you. So you want to send it to the graveyard so that you can actually use your field spell's recycling effect. We'll search for sword, special summon sword, use its effect to get ice, and then we'll go into Duodrive. And then we'll attach the Duodrive from the graveyard, and then we will detach to search for Cross. So you cannot XYZ summon monsters with the same name as a card you control. You can target 2 Raizeol cards in your graveyard except Raizeol Cross, put them on the bottom of the deck in any order, then draw 1 card. So the deck actually has some access to a little bit of draw power now and recycling, which the deck actually needed, because I was actually running out of cards in like more grindy matches, because you do go through quite a bit of your engine on the first turn. So the recycling effect is definitely welcome, and I'm happy that you actually draw a card. And then its other effect is once per turn, when an opponent's activated monster effect resolves, you can detach 1 material from Raizeol XYZ monster you control, and if you do, negate that effect. So this effect is actually a soft once per turn, which means that let's imagine you play something like I think it's called Metaverse. So you'll detach from something from your XYZ to negate with Metaverse with this card, and then you can activate Metaverse and then activate this card again, a second copy straight from the deck, and then you can use the effect again. Not saying you'd necessarily want to do that, but yeah, it's something that you can keep in mind. Alright, so you'll normal summon your ice, use ice's effect, and then you'll get node from the deck. At this point your opponent can Nibiru, but we can just negate with a field spell. So crazy. Right, so we'll recycle there, just get a free draw, and then we'll go into a 3 material Deadnader. So just going into a 3 material Deadnader because I guess you could have kind of just like kept the 3 monsters on board, but yeah, if you kept the monsters on board, then I guess you could have attached the material to this after you resolved Hole Thruster, and then use Hole Thruster to make a Deadnader after you detach the material from him. Then Deadnader would have 4 materials. But anyways, 3 material Deadnader. So you do have his 1, 2, 3 negates. You can attach another card with Hole Thruster, so that's 4 disruptions, and then 5 with this, and then 6 with Cross. It's technically not 6 because you have to detach from a monster you control, but if they do negate Deadnader, then you do have access to Cross to be able to negate a monster effect, and then you can use this to pop. So even if Deadnader gets negated, you still have 2 disruptions. One other thing that the field spell does do is that it actually helps you negate Aggregator, because the mirror match is pretty easy going second, because you literally just negate Deadnader with Mereologic Aggregator, and then you can basically just play for free into your opponent's board. But with the field spell, you can just negate Aggregator with the field spell, which is pretty nice. Or you can actually wait for another effect of the opponent's to resolve. I think because it negates when an effect resolves, you can actually negate something in the middle of a chain, which is pretty nuts, which means that you can't actually chain block this card, which is pretty crazy, I think. So yeah, that is one basic combo featuring Raizeol Cross. So this is the most recent deck list that I've been using. So of course, adding the 1 copy of Raizeol Cross. I don't think it's necessary to play 3 copies of it, because the deck was functioning before this card was revealed. So I don't think you need more than 1 copy of it. You can just search for it, and if you draw it, that's fine. You can just search for your usual plug-in plus hole thruster. One thing it does do though is that it removes the reliance on Rafflesia. I have removed Rafflesia from my deck lists like maybe a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago. So I've just been like playing around like Nibiru, or just playing into Nibiru and then reviving Deadnader with plug-in. So basically just doing other plays instead of going to Rafflesia and then burning a bunch of resources. So just 1 copy of Cross is necessary, I think. So deck list: triple Nib, triple Fuwaross. It's a level 4, so if you don't use it, you can actually use it as XC's material, which is really nice. Triple Ash, triple Veiler, triple Imperm, triple Ice, triple Sword, triple EX, double Node. With this new card now, you can recycle a lot more efficiently. So I don't think the other Raizeol is necessary anymore. Palmer. I usually just use like Palmer as material for like plug-in to attach from the deck most of the time. So I wasn't actually using Palmer in a lot of my games. So I think just having Node is just much better, because Node is just easier to summon, and then he's a 1 card rank 4, 1.5 card because you have to discard or send. But just like the others, he's a 1 card rank 4, whereas Palmer is not, which is actually a pretty big negative for Palmer. So just remove Palmer for a 2nd Node, I think is much better. And then 1 call by, and then you have 1 double or nothing. Was not playing it before, but recently I started playing it. Just makes OTKing going 2nd much easier, because you can usually just play into your opponent's boards and then still have a rank 4 play. So after they've exhausted all of their disruptions, you just like normal summon Ice, or you can just special summon Node, send something that's been used already to revive a monster, and then go into Utopia double, and then you can go into Utopia that has 5k attack with him, use his effect to negate his own attack, and then you can activate this to double his attack to 10k, and then attack over something with like 2000 or less attack, and then that's usually GG. It's actually much easier to OTK if you have Duodrive with at least a material on the field, because Utopia will double his attack to 10-2, and then the opponent's monsters will be reduced by 100. So you'll be on 10-2, so attacking over anything that has at least that has like 2100 or 2200 attack. Yeah, so having this makes it much easier to OTK. Consistency: 7th Tachyon, 1 copy of Talents to check your opponent's hand, triple Bonfire. And then in the extra deck, 1 Zeus, double Mereologic Aggregator. It's good to dump in the graveyard on your first turn, but then if you're playing something with like a very strong engine, playing against a deck that has a very strong engine, you actually need a 2nd copy to try and like negate their effects and like break their boards if they manage to break your board, because the board is not that strong, to be honest, especially if they open like negation. So you do need the 2nd copy I've found for your follow-up. Double Deadnader. Was playing 3, but with the field spell you don't actually need to play 3, you can just recycle it, which is nice. 104 Masquerade for your 7th Tachyon. Utopia, OTKs, double Duodrive. 1 Bagooska, so you can make Bagooska on your opponent's turn with the trap card, which is very nice. Also Bagooska, it's like now with this field spell card, Bagooska never used to be that great in the mirror because they could just dump this card to negate him. So Chainlink 1, EX, Chainlink 2, Mereological, negate Bagooska, and then this resolves. But now with the field spell, if you have Duodrive and Bagooska, If they try to negate Bagooska, you can just use Cross to negate Mereologic, making Bagooska much stronger in the mirror match now. Laplacian to get rid of cards that cannot be destroyed by card effects, and also to punish like overextenders. They got too many cards on the field. Exciton as well to punish extenders, overextenders. Abyss Dweller, Utopia double, OTKs, and then F0 Utopic Future. Very useful when they like Dark Ruler you and you have like 3 Xyz monsters on board. I summon it very often. It's especially good against like gimmick puppets, because yeah, they'll make their stuff like you can't respond to all their cards, essentially making a lot of your cards kind of useless. So if you didn't summon Dweller against them, it's yeah, it's pretty hard, because you can't respond to any of the effects and you can't target them, which is really stupid, but whatever. So then you just make Utopic Future. They can't actually get rid of it because all of their monsters destroy, so they can't get rid of him. And then on the next turn they have to rely on the, I think, Servant Puppet to try and steal him, but that's only for like a turn, and then you get him back at the end of the turn. So yeah, that is it for the deck. Side deck is just things I've been tinkering with. This is very good against Snake Eyes, especially after they get the new support with that fusion archetype. Very good against them. And yeah, the rest is just kind of generic. One thing to note about like floodgates with this deck is that if you have something like anti-spell fragrance, you can actually use this effect to negate its effects. So you can activate your spell cards, and then this will fizzle at the end of the turn, turning on your anti-spell fragrance. So you can do that with pretty much any floodgates, even skill drain. So this deck can actually main deck floodgates, and you can just use this card to turn them off for the turn, and then they'll turn on again at the end of the turn, which is just pretty nuts. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.